Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the Daytona International Speedway as we are getting geared up for the NASCAR Nationwide Series practice here from Daytona. They are getting set up for the draft for COPD 300. Last night we had the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series on track, and now tonight we had the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Same thing as the trucks. It's going to be about a 20-minute practice session for these drivers, getting their cars handling right, and see how their cars will work in the draft. First guy up on the track is Regan Smith in the number 7 Hellman Chevrolet. Regan returning to Jenny Motorsports, and we'll have Hellman sponsoring him this weekend. Third in the points last year, the most popular driver. Got 2 wins. He has 3 career wins in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Kevin LePage in the number 10. This 10 team, mainly a start and park. Kevin LePage, he is a go homer, and we have 41 cars entered for 40 spots. So LePage and this 10 team has to make sure they get something going, or they could be going home. David Stremme, Diva Motorsports has bought R3 Motorsports. That means the 23 and the 55 are now teammates with Jamie Dick and David Stremme. And Stremme is in the car for this race. Not sure of how many races David Stremme will drive in. Dexter Stacy out of SR2 Motorsports. This team plans a full season with let's see, what's the sponsor? JW Demolition sponsoring this 00. And there's Elliott Sadler, finished 4th in the points last year. Not go to victory lane, but had a lot of good races and did not really fight for the championship as we all thought he would, as he went to Joe Gibbs Racing. But Elliott hopes to get a little bit more better results this season. Kevin Harvick moves over to Jenny Motorsports after he left RCR. Harvick will be in his 5 car for 13 races, including the first 2 races. There's Paul Menard. He'll be in this 33 car for multiple races this season, sharing the ride with Austin Dillon and Ryan Newman. And we only see Menard in about 4 races every year, but Paul should be back in a lot more races in 2014. Blake Cook, what a stellar run he had at Homestead Miami Speedway, driving that 99 for RB Racing. That race has really opened the future for Blake Cook, as he's been signed by Turner Scott Motorsports to drive this 34 car for this race. Turner Scott Motorsports does not have a full-time driver lined up yet so far for 2014. Got Justin Allgaier and Kyle Larson and this 34 team of Blake Cook, but neither one have a full-time driver. Joe Nemechek, the 87. Right now he's 31st quickest. Nemechek's been on track for about the last 2 laps. Nemechek plans probably a similar schedule last year, about running most of the races. There's Kyle Busch in the 54, won 12 times last year and plans on running about 15 races. Not as much as he has been jobbing in the past couple of years, but Busch will return into this 54. And John West Townley, doing one of the drivers who's doing double duty. Townley will run the truck race, also running this 25 for Venturini Motorsports. Venturini will run a couple of races this year. Joey Gase running the full season in this 24 for SR2 Motorsports. There's the 77 of Denny Hamlin. His team cut back on Parker Kligerman, as he will not run the full season. Kligerman's running full-time in trucks, as Denny Hamlin is now in the 77 for a couple of races in 2014. Now, no word on if this team will run the full season. Brendan Gaughan, he is supposed to be driving the number 62 car, but due to me not being able to find a 62 car, Brendan Gaughan is in the 21 car until further notice. Gun will run the full season with South Point as a sponsor. Landon Castle returning to JD Motorsports, and now this team is a head team at JD Motorsports. Landon will drive the full season and run almost the full season in the Cup Series. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of conflicts between the two series. And Brian Silas in the 52. Silas is a go homer. I'm sure we passed some go homers. But Brian Silas, 36 quickest, and he right now he is faster than some go homers. He's only faster than Kevin LePage. Silas right now one race still for the 52 team. Chris Busser, one of our Rookie of the Year contenders. Chris running the full year, your 2012 ARCA Racing Series champion. Valvoline will be the sponsor most of the season for Chris Busser. Jason White, he's driving for Key Motorsports for the full season. Mike Harmon in the 74 right now. This team is 36 quickest. Harmon has a best lap of a 48.88. Harmon, he's going to have to pick it up because he is, like we said, a go homer. Johanna Long, last 2 years, she's driven part-time, but this year she has sponsorship and she will run the full season, and we got problems, I think. No, we don't, but sell some smoke, and I figured something happened. There's Jason White coming down pit road. Here's three more of our Rookie of the Year contenders in this little pack, beginning with Ryan Reed out of Rouse Family Racing. Ron Reed is third quickest. He'll run the full season with American Diabetes Research sponsoring. And there's Kyle Larson running a part-time schedule in the 32 after he's been signed by Earnhardt Ganassi Racing to drive the 42 for the full season. Ty Dillon in the number 3, moving up to the NASCAR Nationwide Series 3 career wins in the trucks for Ty Dillon. And there's Ryan Sieg, another Rookie of the Year contender. Ryan Sieg, his 39 team, ran a couple of races last year and ran a full season the last couple of years in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. This team has expanded its program, and Ryan Sieg Racing will run the full nationwide schedule, but run a limited races in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. There's Dakota Armstrong in the 43 for Richard Petty Motorsports. Michael Annett was released, and Armstrong is in the 43 for the full season. He will also run for Rookie of the Year. And there's former NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion James Busser. 6 career wins in the Truck Series for Busser. He left from Scott Motorsports, and he's now signed with RB Racing to drive the 99 for the full season. Busser is 22nd. Armstrong is 24th in practice. Behind him is Mike Wallace, who left JD Motorsports and signed with Rick Ware Racing to drive the 15 here at Daytona. No word on how many more races Wallace has planned in this 15. And here comes another Rookie of the Year contender, Drew Herring, finally getting the opportunity job for Joe Gibbs Racing full-time. Although Herring is only 28th on the board, he's not in no pack, so right now it's going to be hard for Drew to get a good lap. Mike Bliss in the number 19G Oil Toyota out of TriStar Motorsports. He is 26th quickest in the 19, returning for the full season. Sam Hornish Jr., the runner-up in the championship last year, just to 3 points. 3 points, that's 3 spots on the racetrack, but of course there's bonus points that can help. Hornish will return for the full season, along with Brian Scott returning full-time in the number 2 Shore Lodge. Never won a race. Can this be the year that Brian Scott will visit Victory Lane? And it is early in the morning as I'm recording this, and probably sound a little blah. Trevor Bayne, second quickest in the number 6. Hornish is 6th quickest, Scott's 5th, Trevor Bayne 2nd, and Matt Kenseth, he is 17th quickest. Got two Dow General cars entered in this weekend's race. Kenseth running about 10 races this season. Pretty much the same number of races as he drove in last year. Runner-up in the NASCAR Spring Cup Series Championship. Tanner Berryhill, one of our go homers in the 17. He's doing pretty good as he's running with no partners. He is 21st quickest at a lap of a 48.14. Justin Allgaier, 27th quickest. Allgaier will be running a full NASCAR Spring Cup Series schedule, driving for Harry Scott in that 51 team. Another Rookie of the Year contender, Chad Hockenbrock. Drove for Cowboys Motorsports and a couple of truck races last year. Hockenbrock does not return to KBM in 2014, but will drive this 44 for TSM for the full 33 race season. And here's Mariev Default. Mariev will be running about 12 races in the 79, beginning with the drive for COPD 300. She is 35th quickest. And Brad Keselowski, this 22 team, won the owner's title 1 year ago, winning with 4 different drivers: Keselowski, Logano, Ryan Blaney, and AJ Allmendinger. Keselowski is 5th quickest. And there is a guy who is quickest. Paul Menard is the quickest in this practice session, and now we only got 8 more minutes. Jeremy Clements in the 51, he's 8th on the board. Clements returning for the full season. Let's see if there's any more who we've not talked about. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Blake Cook, David Starr in the 01 team. This team, not sure if this team will not run the full season. David Starr is sharing the ride with Daryl Hall. Starr plans about 17 races. Daryl Hall will probably be in the car for about 4 races. Only the races out west. And David Stremme, Mike Bliss, Brendan Gaughan, Joey Gase, Castle, and Jamie Dick. Jamie Dick, we've not talked about him. Teammate David Stremme, he is 36th quickest. Jamie will run the full season, hopefully, for this 23 team. Trying to get sponsorship lined up for the 55 for David Stremme to maybe run the full season. And I believe that's all that's entered in this weekend's race at Daytona. We talked about all of them. Let's see who's the top 10 quickest cars in this session. We already talked about the 33 of Paul Menard. Sam Hornish Jr. is 2nd quickest in the number 12. Trevor Bayne is 3rd quickest. 4th on the board is the 77 of Denny Hamlin. Let's check up on Denny. He is in this pack with Cook and Kyle Busch. Brad Keselowski is 5th quickest. Brian Scott is 6th. Elliott Sadler, Blake Cook, Kyle Larson, and Kyle Busch. That is your top 10. Jeremy Clements, Joe Nemechek, Ryan Reed, Ty Dillon, and Dexter Stacy are your top 15 quickest cars. And right now the slowest guy in this session is the number 40 of Jason White. Jason White is locked in. 38th, 39th, and 40th are all go homers. Ryan Silas, 40th quickest. Mike Harmon, 39th. Kevin LePage, he is 38th quickest. And LePage's been the slowest car in the session for a while. Harmon is in a pack, so he might be able to get a little bit quicker time, but when you're qualifying, it'll be all you, and you can't rely on drivers to help you. And we got someone's blowing up. Cars smoking. That's the 4 Landon Castle. It looks like he might have to go to the rear of the field if he has to if he has to change engines. Let's see what happened to Castle. See, he's running behind Gaughan, and there it goes, up in smoke. Looks like that Flex Seal Chevrolet for JD Motorsports. Looks like that 4 got a little bit overheated, and there goes the engine on the 4. Landon Castle, he is locked in, so he will most likely have to go to the tail end of the longest line once the race begins. Tough break for Landon Castle. And they are now getting a new engine in that 4 car. And here's one of the biggest packs on the track, and they have a lot of our quickest cars, except for Regan Smith, who is 31st quickest. Drew Herring's in the pack, Kyle Larson, Trevor Bayne, and Matt Kenseth. This Hornets. And we have a new guy up top the speed chart. That is Trevor Bayne. Paul Menard is now slipped back to 6th on the board. So Trevor Bayne, Sam Hornish, and Brian Scott, Matt Kenseth, and Kyle Larson, your top 5 quickest guys. Regan Smith might be able to jump up the board a little bit if he can get in this pack. Drew Herring's 12th. And Smith is 32nd now. Now he drops in behind the 6th of Bayne. Now he has about 3 more minutes to maybe try to get a fast lap in this session. Mike Bliss, 37th quickest. Hockenbrock, 36th. Default, 35th. So head along. Chris Buescher, not that quick in this session. Smith, Allgaier. And here comes a 20 of Herring and a 32 of Larson. They are coming down pit road. Looks like they are probably done with this practice. They ended up right now 12th and 5th on the board. There's Jason White, the slowest guy here so far, 41st quickest. We've seen in last night's Truck Series practice, the fastest guy being Kennedy was able to run in the 46th bracket. Nobody is near the 46 in this session. Fastest time is a 47:41. Kennedy ran like a 46:40 something in yesterday's practice. Elliott Sadler, Keselowski, Menard, and Allgaier. Let's find the pack with Hornish and them. So he had a lot of our quickest cars. Actually, they got a little separated now. Kyle Larson coming off the track, 5th quickest. Or coming onto the track. Is Dakota Armstrong. Let's see where some of our rookies are on the board. Fastest rookie right now is the number looks like it is a 20 of Drew Herring, who is 12th. Ryan Sieg is 15th. Ryan Reed is 16th. Ty Dillon 17th. The 43 of Dakota Armstrong is 23rd. That's where some of our Rookie of the Year contenders are currently running. Armstrong, James Buescher, and Mike Wallace together. Practice is a place where practice is something that will help you find who could be the best at in the draft once the race comes. So they're not just trying to see how long they can go in a draft. If they can stay together, they got to see how long they can push another car. So Landon Castle pushing Brendan Gaughan not that long ago, and he ended up blowing up. Is Castle even back on track? I doubt it. But oh yes, he is. They've changed engines in the 4, and Castle is back on the track, but we'll have to go to the back of the pack once the race starts. Got about 37 seconds, now 33 seconds remaining of practice. Is Kyle Busch trying to get a little bit of clean air, see if how fast his 54 can go by himself. He's about 2 seconds slower than what he would run if he was in a big draft. Ryan Silas, 39th quickest. He's now not the slowest going homer, as Mike Harmon is now 40th quickest, and he is the slowest going homer. Mike Harmon. Brian Silas, and Kevin LePage. On the bottom three go homers. Tanner Berryhill is now 35th, and Mike Wallace is 34th. Keselowski done with practice. Looks like they're resetting the timer. We got about another 30 seconds. Kevin Harvick, 31st quickest for Kevin Harvick. We have actually a lot of the junior motorsports cars are not that fast. In fact, actually, Regan Smith has jumped up to 4th quickest since he's in a pack now, and Harvick is now in a pack. This would help the 5. There's Tanner Berryhill, one of our go homers once they get a fast lap. Hockenbrock, Larson, there's Silas, Cook, Herring, Stacy, Default, Bush, Hamlin. And here's Regan Smith, like we talked about, up to 4th quickest now, as we have about 13 seconds remaining, and looks like the number 6 of Trevor Bayne will be winning this practice session here at Daytona. Hornish, it looks like he'll be ending up 2nd, and Brian Scott will be 3rd. And it's over. Practice is over, and Trevor Bayne has won practice. Here is the results of practice, the top 28. And here's the rest. So now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how they qualified, and he'll be the driver going home. So that is all here for practice. Trevor Bayne, the quickest in Nationwide Series practice. Next up is Daytona 500 practice for the NASCAR Spring Cup Series. So, till then, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.